Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Pick and Roll. I'm your host Sean. We got EJ in the house as well. Round one of the playoffs is complete, over with, done. This weekend we're going into the divisional round. Round two, we got lots to talk about regarding that. We're gonna dive into a little bit of NBA action as well. So let's get started as usual. We got power rankings as our first segment today. EJ, you can start us off. NBA Week 13.
So look, NBA Week 13 power rankings. I'll tell you straight up, right? My number one is gonna be the Thunder.
All right.
That's just straight up, right? It's gonna be the Thunder. We already know that. Is that in third? My number five, I'm going with the Sixers. The Sixers are really good. Embiid is back to being what's this? The process?
Yeah, the
Something like
process.
that. The process. Yeah, he's back into his MVP form. They're the fifth seed in the East. I didn't expect them to be top 10, right? Let alone top 5 in the East. Even though it's a weaker East, but still top 5. My number 4 it's going to be the New York Knicks. 25 and 16, third in the East. They've lost 2 in a row. It's not concerning. It's just you need to rack up wins, especially when you're heading to All-Star break, and you're going to get that break. You're going to get a long break, and then after you're trying to go for a championship at that point.
For
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? My number 3, I'm gonna go with the San Antonio Spurs. Even though they lost their first game to the Thunder a couple nights ago, they're still second in the West. They're only a few games behind the Thunder in the from the first seed. Wemby and Keldon Johnson shaved their head and just went ballistic last game. So I guess that's the new method, whatever. My number 1, like I said, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. The 35 and 7. They've won 5 in a row, 8 and 2 in their last 10. Do I need to say any more, Sean? It's Shea. It's the whole team. It's even management. It's Sam Presti. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He's still doing what he needs to do in order to make this Thunder team a potential dynasty.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's my top 5.
Can't say anything about that. It's a pretty solid list. Thunder have been the number one all year long. I'm gonna give you my list. Number 5, I got the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're still making the list. Because just frankly, like, I mean, who else besides the 4 teams I'm about to name? Yeah, Ant-Man's been balling. You're seeing a lot of West teams that we expected to contend this year kind of fall below expectations. You see the Warriors stuck in the play-in. You see the Lakers dipping down. You see the Mavericks not even in the play-in. So the Timberwolves are able to fit into my power rankings at the 5 spot. We've got the Nuggets at number 4. They're still finding ways to survive and win games with the power of friendship without Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray stepped up to the plate. He should be an all-star this year, in my opinion.
You should
I think it should be everybody's opinion.
definitely.
Number 3, the Boston Celtics. No one expected them to be a 2 seed right now, considering no Tatum. Jaylen Brown has stepped up to the plate big time, and he is an MVP candidate certified. He's top 3 MVP candidate right now. Number 2, the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has been balling all year long, and the truth is he doesn't even need to carry them.
It does.
They are deep. And they just got Jalen Duren back. Jaden Ivey's been playing. I know his level of production is kind of slow after his injury, but good to see him out there. Asar Thompson's still out there defensively. This is a good team, and they just need one more little scoring option to take them to that next level of contention. But they're fitting the number 2 spot in the power rankings this week. Number 1, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder, undoubtedly, undeniably number 1. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is steamrolling this team past the Rockets last night, past everybody. He even got a win against the Spurs finally. And that was impressive, to say the least. He really turned things around, and he put the team on his back. So yeah, those are my power rankings this week. Number 5, T-Wolves. Number 4, Denver. Number 3, Boston. Number 2, Detroit. And number 1, I got OKC. EJ?
Not bad. It's not a bad list. I do see Minnesota being a potential top 5 team. Not just yet, just because I feel like there are few better teams, but Minnesota's definitely that wild card option I would definitely put in there. So other than that, pretty good list, Sean. Not gonna lie.
Good to hear.
Yes, sir.
How about some NFL? How about some NFL power rankings?
All right, look, this is my top 5 NFL power rankings. If you don't like them, so the fuck what? I don't care. So look, my number 5, I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans. Right, the Houston Texans have the best defense in the league by far. I think between them and Seattle, it's dealer choice between them. But I do think their offense is really lacking just a real wide receiver one. And CJ Stroud is a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I just need to see more offensive like abilities instead of straight defense. Like defense is great, straight defense is great, but I need to see some productivity from the offense. That's just what I need. So that's why the Texans are my number 5. My number 4, I'm gonna go with the LA Rams, man. Now look, you're gonna be like, EJ, what the hell are you talking about? But listen though, hear me out. Check me out with this, right? Their offense is solidified. Top 5 offense in the league. Facts. Their defense, their front line, great. Amazing. Verse, few others, great. Their secondary, trash. Absolutely horrible. Emmanuel Forbes is on and off. He could be like a Asante Samuel, or he could be trash. It's one or the other. He can't be consistent. That's one of the only things about the Rams I don't like. So that's my number 4. My number 3, I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos. I really like them, but you're facing the Bills. You're facing Josh Allen, a very vulnerable Josh Allen who has an MVP but has yet to reach the Lombardi. And it's time you don't have Mahomes, you don't have Jackson, you don't even have A-Rod. You have a bunch of young rookies, second years who just started. You can't let them beat you. You still have to prove that you are the guy in Buffalo and across the league.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2, I'm gonna go with Seattle. Now you're gonna be like, EJ, Seattle, we don't like Seattle. I don't like Seattle, but their defense is damn near the best.
It's solid.
Tied with the Texans. It might be better than the Texans. I think like it's really, really good. And like I said before, if Chicago wants to go to the bowl, we got to go through Seattle. That's my number 1. My number 1 is the Chicago Bears. We proved that the Bears are legit. We beat the Packers. Yes, it took all 60 minutes, but guess who got the job done? Chicago.
A win's a win.
A win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's won by 50. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's my top 5 NFL power rankings.
You know what? I will not hesitate to call out the Bears bias.
Okay.
I will say that's a little crazy, beating the Packers by like 2 points and they're number 1 in the power rankings already. Let's not jump to conclusions here, all right?
Yeah, okay.
But I do think they should they have a case for the list. They have the case for the power rankings. Other than that, it's rock solid. I think Seahawks should be 1, but the rest of the order I can live with. Bills have been quite solid. Texans are looking promising, but they just need a little bit more offensive energy. Yeah, I can't complain much.
Here we go.
Here's my list. Number 5, I got your Bears, EJ.
Okay.
That was impressive. Great win. Caleb Williams balling. It's only up from here for the Bears. I think they got a real good shot against the Rams this weekend. We'll get into that later. Number 4, I got your Broncos, bro.
I'm telling you.
Hey, they may not be expected to win anything in the playoffs, in my eyes at least, but they get a top 4 spot in the power rankings. They're still the 1 seed. They still got the bye week.
You didn't right, bro.
They haven't proved anybody right or wrong yet. Number 3, the Bills. I got them where you have them.
Okay.
Tough win against the Jaguars, but we also have some heavy expectations on them, and we want to see a little bit more variety in the offense. You want to see other receivers get involved. You don't want it to just boil down to Josh having to make something out of nothing and James Cook having to run through the entire team. You know, we need to activate Kincaid. They need, just need more fluid offense, but it's also a personnel issue.
Fair
so, the Bills are just flat at 3 right now. Number 2, the Patriots. Many people did not expect them to beat the Chargers the way they did. That was an absolute like jumping of the Patriots. They jumped them.
But
They punked them.
to be fair, it wasn't a good game from both parties.
I agree.
I think this was a game. Drake May didn't prove anything to anybody. This wasn't a Drake May. Oh yeah, like he stood out. No, this was there. This was pure defense. Yeah, he made a couple plays here and there. Pure defense. Okay. Yeah, Drake May is a great QB. I think he's an MVP candidate. He didn't prove anything.
He made some great plays. I agree. There's still a lot to prove, but it's a good way to ease yourself into the playoffs as a young team who's never been there before. It's a good way to jumpstart your engine when it comes to playoff football, considering the young QB they have, other guys. So I'm encouraged if I'm the Patriots and a Patriots fan. Yeah. So number one, the Seahawks. There's nothing you can really say against them. They've proved everybody wrong thus far. Yes, we still have to see Sam Darnold actually perform in the playoffs, but I really like this team's chances. I like this team's defense. If everybody shows up offensively, JSN gets some nice yardage like he was getting in the regular season, and Sam Darnold steps up to the plate when they need him most, then I think the Seahawks, why can't they go win a Super Bowl? So that's my power rankings for this divisional round week. Number 5, Bears. 4 Broncos, 3 Bills, 2 Patriots, 1 Seahawks. EJ, do we have any problems?
No, sir. I think your list is valid. It's very intentional because I feel like you will never put the Bears in number 1.
I like the Bears.
But you know what?
Chicago.
It's okay. Like we know who the real Bears fans are. It's okay. But yeah, no, your list is valid. I do agree.
All right, we've been agreeing a little too much lately, man.
I don't know. That might be a good thing.
Speaking of the good, we're gonna get to the good, bad, and ugly, everybody. Every week, me and EJ name good, bad, and ugly. Good being something we like this week and the past week of both sports, NFL, NBA. Bad being something that wasn't great, but not too terrible. And then ugly being the worst of the worst, something that really pissed you off, made you sad. So EJ, you want to start us off?
Yes, sir. My good, bad, and ugly for this week, this episode of Pick and Roll. My good, it's going to be the Chicago Bears. I don't care what anybody says. That was a game that we had to win. This wasn't a win, a lose, and okay, we play again next week. No problem. No, if we lost, that would have been the end of our season. That's the first playoff win we've had since 2010. I was too young to remember that show.
Very impressive.
Too young to remember that. We had a few playoff series in 2018 and 2020, but other than that, it's been nothing but a shit show, you know? So that's my good. Ben Johnson is great. Caleb Williams is elite. Hell, they built a damn statue for him. So if that's not telling you anything, I don't know what to tell you. Colston Loveland, mark my words, he's going to be a top 5 tight end next season. Luther Burden, he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver next season. I think he'd become a potential wide receiver 1 or 2 on any given team, especially Chicago with Ben Johnson's offensive capability. I hope they keep Al Harris and Dennis Allen because that defense has lots of potential. So yeah, that's my good. The bad, I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers, man. I mean, I didn't expect anything out of them for real because it's the Chargers. They've been notoriously just a mid or a below average team, either with Phillip Rivers, respectfully, during his later years with the Chargers, or now with Justin Herbert. I just think this team is it needs something. Maybe new receivers, new threats. Keenan Allen is a great wide receiver. Don't get me wrong, but he's getting older. He can't produce the numbers he did when he was in his prime. So I just don't know what they see. Like Amarian Hampton's he's a rookie. Let him develop. So this team has potential. It's just nothing impressed me. Justin Herbert didn't have a great game. He's 0-3 in playoff games right now. He hasn't won a playoff game. But again, I think this team has potential. So that's why I'm putting him in my bad. Now my ugly, I'm gonna go with Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. Because why are you not playing? Why is your team not producing the numbers, the wins that you guys did a couple years ago when y'all took the Warriors 6 games in the Western Conference semis in 2022, right? Where is that energy at? Why are you putting your energy towards your own teammates? Mind you, I think Vince Williams Jr., I think he's a few years in the league. I think Ja's definitely been in there longer than him, but still, like, what are we doing, Ja?
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing anything. Like, you need to produce wins. You want to get traded? Okay, we know you do, but please don't start anything. Because you got to start it, and then you got to finish it.
The last thing he needs.
Right. So that's my good, bad, and ugly for the week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think the Grizzlies just a really pathetic situation going on all around.
Absolutely.
See, Jaren Jackson Jr. has only gotten 4 rebounds in his last 10, 20 games.
It's not been good.
I mean, that is bad, dude. And like roster wise, you just downgrade. You lose Bane and don't get anything back really. You
lose
KCP.
Bane, you lose Brooks, you're gonna lose Ja.
I mean, what are we doing?
If you want to surround JJJ with pieces, cool, but you need to make sure JJJ is a star in his damn self.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be 6'11" picking up 4 rebounds a game.
Yeah,
it's just not how it goes.
I mean, you got a lot of good picks from the Bane trade for your long-term future.
Maybe it's the coach. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's management.
I think it's the organization as a whole.
I think so as well.
And they got to get rid of Ja, and I think they will.
Absolutely.
Pretty solid list there. Good shout out Bears. Were they good?
Yes, sir.
Very impressive win. Nobody expected that. That team is so resilient, man.
Very.
So here's my good, bad, and ugly. My good, I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell. Switch sports a little bit.
Okay.
Career high 29 points per game on good efficiency. I believe 45% from the field, 38% from 3. And he's finally consistent. That's been a thing. We've been looking at Donovan Mitchell. It's
consistency.
He's up and down. He's up and down. We got 40 points one night, 20 points on 3 of 11 shooting the next night. And we have not seen that this year. We've seen a lot of great games, and he stepped up to the plate. I know Cleveland has had struggles, but it's not his fault. You can say that they're relying on him a little bit too much because he's just going out there and balling. So he needs some help. For once, he actually needs help.
Absolutely.
So shout out Donovan Mitchell. We've been wanting to see it for a while. I just wish his team was better so it could be really shown to the world. My bad, I'm gonna go the Los Angeles Rams. I know they won the wild card round, but how did they do it?
It wasn't
pretty. They beat the Panthers, barely beat them. You let Bryce Young come out there and have one of his best games of his career. Defensively, that is not something to be proud of. And then you get past that barely. You come up clutch late in the game, hit Puka for that late drive touchdown, seals the game. You can take a little sigh of relief, right? But now you got to come around to Chicago.
Cold as what?
I don't know if you know that, right? If you're not a Chicago resident right now, it is 20 degrees outside, snow everywhere.
It's cold as shit.
And the breeze does not mess around. The breeze is not scared of nobody.
Yes.
And
very slippery.
These boys are coming from LA. These boys are coming from
sunshine,
Palm Springs, man.
Pools and they going to the beach, putting their swimsuit on. Nah, you gotta come through. You gotta come through Chicago.
And they were just in North Carolina. I know the weather is not.
It's not nice there too.
Nice, but
Chicago's a
different breed.
We call the Chicago weather where it's hot, where it's cold. We call it the Hawk because it's gonna hit you like a hawk.
They will.
You know what I'm saying?
Will. And there's been a lot of stuff going around in the media about. Look, Stafford has just been playing bad in cold weather throughout his career. Let's see. 1 of 8 when it rains or snows. He's 1-8 when it rains or snows. 8 losses, 1 win when it rains and snows. Man. I know that's out of his control, but it's something you got to work through. 54% completion, 14 to 11 touchdown interception ratio during bad weather games, and a 76 passing rating in the bad weather. So he is not really built for that statistically.
At all.
It's not in his control, but it's something you got to look at and say, hey, man.
But then again, you got to look at it, right? You got Puka Nacua, you got Devontae Adams, you got Kyron Williams. You have pieces that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Back when it was just Cooper Kupp, and Van Jefferson and a couple of others that wasn't real deal. I mean, except for Cooper Kupp, because of course he won Triple Crown in 21, but like he didn't have pieces like he has now. Now it's a different team, it's a different movement. You fix their secondary, they're gonna beat Chicago. Yeah, I think. But Chicago needs to come out swinging as well.
For sure. It's not going to be easy, but I would say that the Bears have a home advantage, home field advantage. They're used to that weather. My ugly, I'm going to go the Philadelphia Eagles. That is straight disappointing. I know it was kind of a long shot to say they were going to win the wild card round based on what we've seen, the regular season, the problems with the receivers, A.J. Brown, the offense, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley's no-shows. But I think a lot of people picked the Eagles, and I was one of them. And it just didn't happen, and they choked.
Absolutely.
They looked like deers in the headlights in the fourth quarter. They didn't know what to do. They thought they were just gonna, joke their way to the Super Bowl. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Nothing's handed to you. And when your receivers fumble 2 late clutch plays, you can't win. And so I don't know what they're going to do, but they got to look and assess themselves in the offseason. Maybe you need I know they fired their offensive coordinator, which is a step in the right direction, but maybe you got to look at
Patula.
Yeah. But maybe you got to look at bigger picture things. Maybe you got to look at Nick Sirianni. Maybe you got to look at Jalen Hurts. Maybe you got to look at your wide receivers and say, AJ Brown, you want to be here still?
Absolutely.
Something's not right and you need to fix it. And if it's your approach to games, if it's the attitude, if it's the championship hangover, then so be it. Have some uncomfortable conversations, but
absolutely.
You need to figure out if it's a personnel thing or a mentality, for sure. Because they have a roster on paper. They had a nice roster.
Mm-hmm.
That team won a Super Bowl a year ago.
It's always coaching.
So very disappointing. They are my ugly this week. So my good was Donovan Mitchell. Bad was Rams. Ugly was Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great list. I think that's a list that if you're a sports fan in general, it's a good valid list. So yeah, I agree.
We're gonna go to our hottest segment of the day, debates and takes. Everybody, buckle up. We got some NBA talk. We got some NFL talk.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it. We're gonna start off with some NBA action. The Los Angeles Lakers are 23-14. They're missing Austin Reeves for the time being, and you've seen a lot of rough losses as of late. They beat the Hornets last night. But Luka Doncic just had defensive issues. LeBron James, actually, is for once the second best player on his team. You see the Lakers roster not really performing. You don't see a lot of strength in role players. So, who is to blame, or what is to blame for the Lakers' struggles, and is there a way out?
Listen, I've said this for a couple weeks. I think the Lakers need. I don't think it's Bron, but I think Bron definitely has some influence because he's the longest tenured player in NBA history. He is a top 2 all-time grade. It's between him and Mike. I think that's undeniable. So he's going to have the most influence. So I'm going to put half the blame on him and half the blame on JJ Redick because he's the coach. He should take responsibility. It's his team.
Mm-hmm.
When him and Luka, Austin Reeves, it's if that's the next big 3 of the Lakers, get rid of it ASAP. It's over. Stop it. It needs to be Luka and Reeves. There is no another super team. Bron's not going to be. He's not going to be in the league for another 5 years. Hell, he might not be in the league for another 2-3 years. He might just say 1 more year and say fuck it, and then he's out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put it into perspective. Is there a way out? Yeah. Make the hard decision. Sit his ass. Sit Brown.
Send him home to the CP3 treatment?
Not send him home. Put him on the bench. We know he can give you 25 a night, but we don't need his 25 a night. We need Luka, we need Reeves, we need Vanderbilt, we need Aiden, we need all those players. We understand Bron can get you 25 a night. Bron don't need to play no more. That man is a billionaire certified. That man is set for life. Just off advertisements alone. Like real live. Like, come see, he was born for this. Since 17. That man damn near almost 50. Making money every year, 25 points a game every night for 23 years is crazy work. That man don't need to play no more. It's over. That's my answer.
If he thinks the Lakers are winning the championship, if he thinks he has a chance at the championship,
if you think he has a chance of making the All-Star game, you're out of your damn mind.
Oh, he's going to just because of the fans.
And guess what? The NBA is going to veto that like they did the veto with Kobe and CP3.
I don't know. He generates a lot of money for them.
Yeah, okay. Money my ass. Whatever.
I know. I'm a Lakers fan, first of all. Let's get that out of the way.
We don't care.
I know a lot of Lakers fans are delusional, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you how it is. And I'm going to say that everyone is to blame. Everyone is to blame from top to bottom. And you bring a good point. I don't think there's not a way out unless you make some really uncomfortable decisions. And I'll get to that in a second. But you bring up a good point about LeBron James. That contract, man, that's a heavy contract for a 41-year-old. I know he's LeBron James. I know he's playing like an all-NBA player at 41. And I know he does help the team. And I know he delivered a championship. He deserves to play. Yada, yada, yada. He's done all of this stuff for the league. But look, he doesn't have. Let's keep it real. He doesn't have the same impact he used to have. You don't see LeBron can't carry teams anymore. He can't.
Yeah.
And we've never seen him be second fiddle before. We've never seen him try to adapt to someone else's game. It's always been, how can we adapt to LeBron? And so I think he's been doing relatively a good job, but it's not a comfort zone for him. And I think it's pretty obvious. You don't see him coming back on defense a lot of the time. You see him, shot chucking at times. I mean, I don't have a lot to complain about, but I'm just saying, you look at that, he's making $55 million a year and he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
You can't take a pay cut, man. You can't take a pay cut. You don't need any more money.
He doesn't want to.
You're only playing for championships, and you can't take a pay cut to get some more personnel.
He doesn't want to. He wants to be better than Mike. He can't. He know he can't. Well, he gonna try his damnedest to be better. He can't. He can't win 2 more championships. He can't. He can't unlose those finals he lost. Mike never lost.
Well, that's another topic for another day. I think a little differently on that, but you have nothing to prove at 41. You're strictly in it for championships, and you are hogging up that much salary cap space with your $55 million. And when it's clearly a personnel issue, when the Lakers clearly need higher quality role players, who doesn't want to play in LA, man? You could definitely get them. You just need this. You just can't afford anybody because you're paying Luka and LeBron $70 million each, $55 million each. And look, Luka deserves it, man. He's amazing. He's the franchise guy now. But look, LeBron, you got to take a pay cut, dude. You don't need the money. And I know the agents need their money. I know he brings a lot of value. I know that there's more to it than all that I'm saying. But look, it's why are you playing? And so I think that can't be overlooked. But anyway, it's clearly a personnel issue. JJ Redick can take some of the blame as well because some of that is coaching. But I mean, you have an old Marcus Smart. You have Jackson Hayes as your backup center. You have DeAndre Ayton, who's never been reliable as a starting center, and you kind of just desperately scooped up in free agency because you couldn't get anybody else. You needed a center desperately after giving away AD. Luka doesn't play any defense. He's a great offensive player, generational offensive player, but if you're giving up as many points as you're giving, how valuable are you? And so the only good news I've seen this year is Austin Reeves. Absolute breakout. He looks like a certified star, okay? But the reality is the Lakers have made some roster updates. You pick up Marcus Smart, who still can play a little bit for his age. You see Austin Reeves breaking out. You have a center now, albeit he's DeAndre Ayton, but there could be worse. You could have Jackson Hayes starting, even though he has been solid off the bench. But you let Dorian Finney-Smith walk, and none of the main issues have been resolved. The Lakers are 26th in rebounds in the league out of 30 teams, and they're 23rd in three-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both issues the Lakers have had since the 2020 championship that have not been fixed.
Absolutely.
You blew up this roster to get Russell Westbrook, who is a guard form of LeBron James, and clearly is not a good fit for this team. He ends up not panning out well, and I feel like ever since that move, it's been bad. It's been bad.
It's been mid.
You have a conference finals run on your books, but that isn't a championship. No one cares about. You don't get a trophy for the conference finals, and so I think I'm going to say something controversial here. As a Lakers fan, look, I'm going to be honest. Laker Nation, guys, I'm with you. I know we want our team to be exciting, but the truth is, trade Austin Reeves when he's at his highest value. Hear me out. He's at his high. He and Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are at their highest value of their careers, arguably right now. Could you imagine what you could get for them? All the picks, all the young talent. You get some potential superstar players, who are young, man.
So that means trading for Luka mint.
And your future.
Shit.
No. It's helping the future. Your future can be exponentially better if you.
The future is supposed to be with Reeves and Luka.
Yeah, but
why are we getting rid of the future to build a new future?
Here's what you need to do. You either need to get LeBron's contract off your hands so you can afford high caliber role players to build around those two. But if you can't do that, either one or both of them's got to go, and you got to prioritize your future.
Who is their future? You talking about DeAndre Ayton?
If you trade them, do you imagine the draft capital, the quality draft capital you could get? Imagine what young players you could get. You could get a young player who blossoms into your superstar one day and leads you to the championship.
They want to win now.
I understand that. I know they're a big market team, and they're trying to win now, and Laker Nation expects rings, and that's why they're stuck in this predicament. But I'm saying from an intellectual perspective, if I'm the GM and I'm thinking long term, I don't think it's a terrible idea to just blow it all up and just stack draft capital and young players, because you could get a nice young player who could probably help you win now. I just don't think Luka Doncic's defense is going to cut it. He's in shape now, and it's still not any better. And look, Austin Reeves is great. I love him. I mean, I don't want any of these guys to go. I want the Lakers to be exciting as a fan, as a Lakers fan especially. But look, like the way I'm seeing it right now is nothing's getting done. Nothing can get done as is. So you need a huge shakeup or a huge personnel change, because this is not working, and there seems to be no way out. So, and opponents rank third in rebounds and first in blocks. So, it's either we keep making ticket sales, or we keep seeing these losses pile up. We keep seeing these first round, second round exits. All right, I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not trash talking the Lakers at all. I want the success of this team. But I'm being honest. And that's my humble opinion.
Okay. Sounds great.
And with that, we're going to move to the next question. Trae Young was recently traded last week to the Washington Wizards in a blockbuster deal for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert. Atlanta gets some nice scorers and shooters, and the Wizards, Washington, gets their potential franchise player now in Trae Young, who's looking for a new spot after the roster outgrew him. So, EJ, what are you grading the Trae Young trade?
The Trae Young trade, to me, I will say I'm going to give it a C+. C+ is great in school, is average or slightly above average. Just because Trae Young hasn't played for the Wizards this season, he's not going to play for the Wizards this season. So he's not. It's confirmed he's not going to.
That's to get a high pick.
No.
That's to get a high pick. It's for a reason.
Okay, but so answer my question: is he playing or not?
We don't know. He'll be reevaluated after the All-Star.
No, he's not going to play. He's not going to play this season. It was confirmed. So next season, when he plays his first season, him and Alex Sarr, we need to see that. Alex Sarr is a 7'2", just hammer of a man. Right, 7'2", he can dunk, he can block. He's averaging 17 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. He's a league leader in blocks. you put an offensive player with a defensive stopper like that, like that. Those are the great duos in all of NBA. You have one that's focused on offense, one focused on defense. You combine their skills and you win games. So I'm going to give it a C plus because of potential. For the Hawks, um, Jalen Johnson's the franchise player for the Hawks now. He's been balling, so let's see how he pans out. But yeah, C plus for me.
Love Jalen Johnson. I think C plus is a little low, man. I think this is a kind of a win-win for both. Hawks get a salary dump, and Wizards get a player with great offensive potential and talent and great passing. He led the league in assists last year, assists per game, at 12 assists, and they've only gotten better each year outside of this year. But he's only played 10 games this season. I'm going to give it a B plus. I think it's great for the Hawks. You get that huge salary dump. Now you can spend money on higher caliber role players. You have an expiring contract in CJ McCollum, who you can decide in the offseason what you want to do with. You could open it up for more space, sign more players, or you can keep him, have him as a veteran, a nice veteran off the bench who is an explosive scorer and is not terrible at defense. And you got Corey Kispert, who has a nice upside as a knockdown shooter, who can be a real threat from the perimeter if he gets more minutes. I know he has been kind of riding the bench in Washington and needs to get his feet back under him. So I think this could work out very well for the Hawks. They just mainly needed to get Trae Young's salary off their hands, and now they've done that. The Wizards, meanwhile, get a franchise player in Trae Young who led the Hawks to a conference finals back in 2021, and his upside is high. Great passing, great offense. He will make them better, undoubtedly. He will make them better. Maybe even a playoff run, play-in run. But the Wizards are this is what they needed. They needed a guy like Trae Young. Not Jordan Poole, not CJ McCollum, but now they have their guy in Trae Young.
Absolutely.
And he's young too. He's just getting started. But I will say it's a B plus. It's not the greatest trade for them because I'm a Hawks fan. I'm from Atlanta, and I know Trae Young very well. I know he has a downside, and that is defense. And the Wizards are just becoming a young, spry defensive team, and now you get one of the worst defensive players on your team. So we will see if they can cover for him. We will see how capable the roster is at covering up for Trae Young's defense. And it's not his fault. He's a short dude. You can't decide how big or tall you are. And his offense is incredible. So he's made do with what he has, but the reality is he can't guard anybody. So we'll see what the Wizards can do with that information. Young team, good defense, so it's possible they can cover him up and get by. But I just wanted to point that out. So I think B plus, not the greatest trade in the world, but not too shabby.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna stick with the NBA here in the Eastern Conference and roll to the 76ers. Embiid's been back, pretty healthy, looking like. Paul George is even playing. Maxey's stepped it up again. Do you trust the Sixers and Embiid?
Like I said earlier, the Sixers were in my top 5 power rankings. They are the 5th seed in the East. With Embiid back, you have Maxey already producing good numbers, a veteran player in PG-13, and you have Edgecombe, a rookie who's already playing his ass off. I think this is a team that could go far potentially. Potentially have battles with Detroit in the East, in New York, potentially Cleveland, Boston as well. And could make it out the East. You know what I'm saying? This could be Embiid's year, especially now he's back and he's producing numbers like this. This is a really good sign for Philly, especially because, you know what I'm saying, Nick Nurse's job was on the line, honestly, especially because the last season they didn't perform well at all, especially with all the injuries, Embiid, Maxey, PG-13.
How much is that on the coaching, though?
But you got to realize, right, Nick Nurse is a former NBA coach, NBA champion. He coached the Raptors 2019 when they won the title. He should be able to produce championship winning team at this point. He's been in the league for a minute. He knows how to win a title.
But they haven't been healthy.
But again, actually, they really had. Excluding from last season, right? Excluding from Embiid, they were playing well. They were 5, 6, 7 in the seed.
Hasn't
seventh
Embiid gotten
seed.
injured every playoffs?
But that's playoffs. I'm talking about regular season right now. We're talking about regular season.
Well, playoffs is what really matters.
But we're talking about regular season right now. You feel what I'm saying? You got Maxey, you got Edgecombe, you got Embiid, you got PG. That team needs to win at least 2 playoff series, if not all of them, to be legit. So I do trust the Sixers and Embiid. I do. They have my full trust. I like them.
All right. It's a little bit of a bold take, I will say. I'm going to say no, I do not trust them. And I say that because I can't believe it until I see it. And I'm not trusting them. I'm not putting faith in them until I see a healthy Embiid walking around in the playoffs. All right.
Okay.
Preferably running around in the playoffs. He looks good right now, but he was looking good right now in 2023. He was looking good when he was winning those MVPs. But it comes to playoffs, boom, he falls down, hurts his knee. There's always something with him in the playoffs, I'm telling you. It may not always be his fault, but
how about we'll just wait till playoffs and then we can figure out if injuries really matter.
That's what I'm getting at. I want to wait till playoffs, see. Okay. But I'm saying right now, I'm not betting a cent on that until I see him in the playoffs.
All right.
And literally until they make the playoffs and Embiid's not on the injury report at that time. Okay. And then I need some consistency from PG. You need a third option. That's what you signed him for. That's why you're paying him all that money for. Yes, I know it's a little out of his control as well that he's been injured dealing with that, and he's trying to work his way back and his legs back under him. But we need to see consistency. We need to see health consistency, offensive consistency. We need PG to get back to PG, or at least a little bit of a step down from that, but still solid, you know? So I'm going to say I don't trust the process. I don't trust the Sixers until I see it for real.
Okay. All right.
Given the history.
Sounds good.
We're going to transition to some NFL. Bears, Rams in the divisional round is this weekend. Rams coming off a win against the Panthers, like we talked about earlier. Bears coming off a great win against the Packers. And we got that Chicago cold weather. So who has the edge in this game, Bears or the Rams?
I think this game goes to the Bears. I think Chicago has the better chance. It's in their home turf. It's against a team who isn't used to the cold weather. It's against a quarterback who does not do good against the cold weather. It's against a team whose secondary isn't as good as they say they are. So we have a chance. We always have a chance against good teams, especially against teams when the circumstances are not in their favor. So we should definitely take advantage of this being in our backyard. We're used to the cold. They're not. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Chicago, man. I think Iceman gonna show out again. But we gotta show out early, and we gotta really put the foot down on the gas when it comes to playing against the Rams, because they will score fast and they will keep doing it until the clock hits 0. For sure.
Reasonable take for sure. But you are a Bears fan after all.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect anything else from you. I'm going to say on paper, the Rams should win. But the cold weather, Matthew Stafford's history and all that, like we were saying earlier, I don't really like. So the reality could be the Bears based off the weather, based on momentum from the last game. You know, they got the home field. And you've really never seen this Bears team quit. So I think it will be close nonetheless. But the Rams offense beats the Bears offense. And so it's really going to come down to the Bears defense if they want to get away with this. It's going to come down to how well the Rams perform in the cold weather because, like realistically, if there's no cold weather, if this is in LA, I think the Rams probably get away with it, but they're out of their comfort zone in this one for sure. And they had a rough win against the Panthers after all in a normal weather situation. And so they're also not looking good. So, I mean, this is a pick 'em game for sure. You can throw your hands up and say either one, and you could be right. And quite frankly, I can't really decide. I think on paper Rams, but reality could be Bears. My gut is telling me the Bears will pull it out. I think they will. They've been so resilient, and the Rams have looked very questionable to me lately. I don't like how they played against the Panthers. I think they were. I don't know if they were teasing. You could say they might have been teasing them, man, but I don't know if that was teasing to me. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was playing around to me.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So I think they really got to buckle up for this one because the Bears, Chicago is not going to let them off easy. I'm going to say Bears. However, the Rams were my Super Bowl pick, and my pride wants that to happen.
Okay, that sounds like a decent take. I like it.
We're going to move on to the next question. Which quarterback has more at stake in the Bills-Broncos game this weekend? I think tomorrow, I believe, at 3 p.m. I think. So which quarterback is more at stake in that game, Josh Allen or Bo Nix?
I really think it's Josh Allen, right? All the pieces, all the players that he lost to are now out of the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson are the most two important ones. Now all you have to do, so you beat Trevor Lawrence, you beat the last vet in the playoffs in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
Now you got some second years, you got a rookie. This is Josh Allen's series to lose, because if he really loses this game, you have to rethink about everything about Josh Allen. Was that MVP just a fluke? Was that a fluke season? Like, did Lamar really deserve that fourth MVP? You know what I'm saying? He needs to win. At least he needs to win the AFC. That will certify that Josh Allen is that guy. But he needs to prove this against Bo Nix. Bo Nix is not going to go out, right? So I'm going to say Josh Allen definitely has more at stake, for sure.
I'm going to agree, yeah. It's Josh Allen's best chance at the AFC we've seen so far. There's no Chiefs this year. So if you don't make a Super Bowl, if you don't get out of the AFC, if you don't make it to the AFC Championship, there's something wrong here, because this is your best. It's wide open, man. This is your best shot, arguably ever. So there's definitely a lot of pressure on the Bills. I know they have a personnel issue. I know their offense could have a little bit more weapons, but and their defense could be a little better. But I don't think there's no excuses. They're healthy.
Facts.
And Bo Nix, the stakes just aren't that high. I feel like he's a young kid. This is his first playoff appearance. First of all, the Broncos exceeded expectations. No one had them making the 1 seed. No one had them getting the bye week preseason, right?
Yeah, facts.
So,
fair.
I think, like, why are we looking at Bo Nix in this? This is Josh Allen. You're the guy. You're the dude who has been knocking at the door, and you got to slam it down. You can't lose to this young team who wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm going to say Josh Allen.
I like you. Yeah, I completely agree. I think you stole the words out of my mouth. Yeah, great.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Debates and Takes. We're going to debut a brand new segment, everybody. In previous weeks, we've had Lippy's List. But EJ has some opinions. He has a list of his own now. And that is EJ's tier list, everybody. EJ, take it away.
Welcome to EJ's tier list, where I pick the topic and we rank 10 to 12, either it's NBA or NFL, whether it's quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, guards, forwards, or centers. This week we are tier ranking NFL quarterbacks. So, Sean, you're going to I'm going to ask you where these quarterbacks should be, and then I'll tell you where I'll put them. Cool?
All right.
Sounds good?
So we got a standard tier system?
Yes, sir. So first we're going to go with Jordan Love. Sean, where do you think he should go? So the tiers are S, A, B, C, D, and F, where S is the highest tier, F being the lowest tier. So, Sean, Jordan Love.
I'm going to put Jordan Love
971
at B tier.
A B tier. Explain why.
Because
You put him in B tier. Okay, explain why.
We've seen a little flip floppiness from him.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't really been able to get it done. You had a real chance against the Bears and you blew it.
Okay.
And yeah, I just need to see a little bit more from him. He's been solid at times as well.
Well,
Not
Sean,
quite A solid, not quite S.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. As much as I don't like Jordan Love, I think he had a decent season with the team he was provided. Went to the playoffs, even though he lost in the wild card. Going to the playoffs is definitely big for your career. Sean, Jackson Dart, Giants quarterback, was injured for a few games. He won against a couple good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Had a decent rookie season. Where would you put him?
This is tough. Not quite F. He's had some struggles. I think he's getting injured too much. He's driving the ball too much for a quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's still got a lot to learn, and he's very young, rookie year, and he's had some great moments. Let's not take away from that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go C tier just based off the potential I see.
I'm gonna agree with you. I was gonna say C tier as well. I think Jackson Dart with the team with what he was provided. He didn't start. It was Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? He had one great game and then just shit the bed the rest, and they put Jackson Dart in. He's been injured. Then you put Jameis Winston, he comes back and he wins you the last game.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Scat and Neighbors coming back, get you a few pieces in the draft. The Giants have the most potential. And you have John Harbaugh, who's now the new coach of the Giants. The Giants, like I said a few weeks ago, Sean, and you heard me say this, they have the most potential in the league next season.
For sure.
The next quarterback is Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes, Indiana Colts quarterback, was injured in week 13 or 14. Phillip Rivers came in as an emergency QB, did not make the playoffs, went 8-2 in their first 10 weeks.
I'm going to go. We've seen a great season from him. He exceeded expectations. I think the Colts would have made the playoffs and potentially had a good run if he didn't go down. So I'm going to say A.
A. Okay. I am going to say B. And the reason I say B is because as good as Daniel Jones was, he did have a couple of games where he did struggle. And it wasn't because of injury or stuff like that. It was just he didn't play good. So I'll put him at a B.
Fair enough.
But I will say a high B, a B+.
I'll live with that.
Okay. Geno Smith, Raiders quarterback, had a horrible season, 2-12. Pete Carroll fired in his first season with the Las Vegas Raiders. Sean, where do you put them?
F.
Geno Smith, I'm going to put it F as well. Threw the most interceptions in the league. We thought Geno Smith was going to at least help the Raiders be a decent team. I know they're very young. And with Pete Carroll, he played with them in Seattle for a couple of seasons as well. So very disappointing season. So I do agree. CJ Stroud, Houston Texans quarterback.
We've seen little ups and downs from him.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on that big playoff performance, which I think can happen. I'm going to go – this could change after the playoffs.
Okay.
But I can't quite put him at Daniel Jones level or Jordan Love. I'm going to go C.
C.
Even though he's like a C+.
Yeah, I'm going to say high C. High C.
He's a high C.
I do agree. I think their defense has carried them through the regular season. So in the divisional, this is their test. Pittsburgh is not a real offensive team. They're very defense and special teams and stuff like that. So I don't think that was a challenge for them. I just think that was something that they got in the way. So yeah, cool. Lamar Jackson.
I'm gonna go. This season wasn't the greatest Lamar Jackson example. I'm gonna say all in all, he's still a talented quarterback. One of the greats for sure. Circumstances, injury, you got to put into play. You know what? I feel like last year he would have been an S, but let's put him at an A.
A?
Yeah.
I agree. I think A. I think him being injured and not winning those games, he would have been an S tier. Got to put him at A. He's still an elite. Justin Herbert, Chargers quarterback, went 10-7 this season. Not a lot of threats, a lot of rookies he had to deal with.
This is a tough one. It's hard to judge. His O-line hasn't been great.
Yeah.
But, we've also seen some questionable passes from him. We've also seen him take the Chargers to the playoffs with not much. So I'm gonna give him a B. Let's put him with those guys.
A B.
Let's put him with Daniel Jones and Jordan Love.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give him a C plus.
Really?
He didn't. That wasn't a good season for him. I think. I mean, he did as much as he could to do like what he needed to do.
He's better than those guys. He can't be in the same conversation as Jackson Dart.
He's not better than Daniel Jones or Jordan Love, in my opinion. As much as I don't like Jordan Love, as much as Daniel Dimes he's definitely not as good as Lamar. I think he's better than Jackson Dart. I think him and CJ Stroud are damn near the same. I think CJ I think he's a better passer than Justin. Justin uses his legs more than CJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, man. That playoff game wasn't a great look. But overall, how bad did he do this year? I'm gonna say,
mind you, Super Bowl champions last season.
Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP.
You got to take that into account.
But put him on other teams. Put him on a Chargers team. Put him on Texans team. Put him on a,
So where would you put him?
I'm gonna go C plus, man.
C plus.
I know it's a little bit ballsy.
I can't do it. I'm gonna give him a B. I'll give him a B minus though. I'll give Jalen Hurts a B minus.
All right.
I think a C plus is crazy just because they did win 11 games. They did win the NFC East.
All right.
So I'll give him a B minus, but damn near a C plus. So I do get what you're saying. Caleb Williams, Bears quarterback, second year. Won 11-6, Iceman they call him. 7 fourth quarter drives, including regular season and playoffs. Where do you put him in this new Ben Johnson system that he's been in? Where do you put him in this ranking?
This is real tough, man. We've seen a lot of bright spots from him, but it comes in doses. So and you also see him miss some passes occasionally.
Okay.
There's a wide open guy in that Niners game you were talking about a couple episodes ago.
Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, but we've also seen him carry the Bears, put the team on his back, and then have some really, really impressive runs. So I'm gonna say, let's go B plus.
Okay,
let's go B plus.
I agree. I don't think he's on the level of Lamar yet. I do think he's better than Daniel Jones and Jordan Love. I think him and Jalen Hurts are on the same level though. Trevor Lawrence.
He had a pretty solid season, I would say. His stock definitely went up after this season, but he's still not quite up there as one of the elite quarterbacks.
Okay,
I'm gonna give him B flat.
B flat.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence a B flat. Yeah, I think the Jags definitely improved. That thing with Liam Cohen and coach Josh Allen.
He's still elite, dude. He's still one of the best QBs. Give him a better team than the Bills. Give him the Eagles. Give him the Texans.
Yeah.
And he's Super Bowl.
You think so?
Super Bowl after Super Bowl. I'm gonna say S tier. I know he's had some mistakes, but it's not really his fault.
All right, I agree. I think Josh Allen has been one of the greatest quarterbacks. What? Not greatest. One of the best quarterbacks in the league this year. We got one more, Sean.
Ooh, Patrick
Mahomes. Patty Mahomes. Tell me what you think.
We've seen some he was in the MVP race a little bit this season.
Absolutely.
He's been historically great. He's definitely up there in the top 5 quarterback conversations. Some people have him as a GOAT candidate. I think it's a little bit too kind of crazy to say. I think he can be compared to Steph Curry. He's like the Steph Curry of the NFL.
Yeah.
A little bit. I'm gonna go based off this season, based on what I've seen. He's had some bad moments. I'm gonna go B. I'm gonna go B flat, just because.
I'm gonna give him a C plus.
Really?
I don't think he played better than any of the quarterbacks in B tier. Not even Jordan Love, and he was injured. Not even Jordan Love.
I don't know.
He played on the same level as Jackson Dart. I think Justin Herbert had a better season than him. I think CJ Stroud had a better season than him. I definitely think Trevor Lawrence Iceman, Hurts, Jones, Love, Jackson, Allen definitely had a better season than him. That is my tier. On the S tier, we have Josh Allen. On the A tier, we have Lamar Jackson. On the B tier, we have Jordan Love, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams, and Trevor Lawrence. On the C tier, Jackson Dart, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes. No D tier. And the F tier, we have Geno Smith from the Raiders. That is EJ's tier list for the week.
All right.
Sean, take it away.
That's pretty fair. I must say, we're gonna move on to championship bingo, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed that debut segment, EJ's list. More to come, EJ tier list in future episodes. But championship bingo, everybody. Where EJ and I, we each have bingo boards with all 30 teams on them, and basically what allows the team to be crossed off of a bingo board is whether you believe they have no chance at winning the championship for the rest of this season, no matter what happens, trade deadline included. You're anticipating the rest of the year when you make this decision. When you decide to cross off a team on your championship bingo board, it is final for the year. And then obviously how bingo works is if you get bingo, I don't know. Are we saying you win, or are we doing points? How many times do you think we can hit bingo out of 30?
Out of 30?
Out of 30 words, 30 teams.
I can hit bingo at least once.
You want to go first? Bingo wins.
Yeah.
All right, first bingo wins, everybody. So yeah, right now we have the Nets, Hornets, Pacers, Jazz, Kings, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Clippers, Mavericks, and Wizards crossed off on both boards. EJ, you want to go first, and who are you crossing off this week, if anybody?
The team that I am crossing off this week is the Orlando Magic.
Really?
The Orlando Magic.
You don't think they can, even after trade deadline, you don't think they have a shot?
Toronto Raptors, the Phoenix Suns, and the Atlanta Hawks.
Come on, man. It's too early to be crossing out that many teams.
Unfortunately, I got to say it. The Chicago Bulls.
Oh, you could have said that last week. Could have said that a month ago.
That is my championship bingo of the week, Sean.
Do you have bingo yet? Let's see.
Let's see. If I cross off the Bulls,
it's right there.
Oh wait.
You gotta click that. It's squiggly.
There we go.
Boom. Bulls. Hawks.
Suns.
Raptors.
Magic.
Oh,
I
close.
think that's all I said.
Close.
Yeah.
You're close to getting bingo.
Very close to getting bingo.
Do me a favor and duplicate that so I can put mine. For my bingo this week, we've got. I'm gonna go. I think it's a little too early to really cross off playoff teams yet. We're in January, all right. The trade deadline hasn't happened yet. Let's kind of wait it out, see, because some unexpected stuff could happen, especially based off last year, the Luka trade. No one saw that coming.
Right.
So I'm gonna take it slowly with my board. EJ's a little too aggressive with it. He's trying to get bingo fast, but we're gonna take a little slow. So with my first cross off this episode, I'm gonna go the Mavs. They're not coming back from this. AD's about to get traded. It's looking like. I think they're in rebuild mode.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Mavs. Let's cross them off the list, and then I'm gonna go Grizzlies as well. They're also not coming back from
Absolutely.
this at all.
I don't think they are either.
So I'm gonna cross them off. Jaw's about to get traded, and they're not winning shit to begin with. And then lastly, I'm gonna go Bulls. I know I probably should have crossed them off earlier, but I think they're confirmed not winning anything. So with that, let's see if I got bingo. It would be crossed off on it. Hornets. Let's see if I have any bingo here. 1 second, folks.
Nets,
Who else did we cross?
Pelicans,
Kings. Crossed off the Blazers
Jazz,
and the Jazz and the
Wizards.
Wizards, and I think that might have been all I've crossed. Oh, Pacers too. So this is what my board's looking like. No big go quite yet. Still got a ways to go. So EJ, you're in the lead, my friend.
Yes, sir.
I think you're a little too aggressive with these cross-offs, though.
Oh well, suck it up.
So we're gonna move to the next segment as we inch toward the end of the episode. The weak link, everybody. EJ, you wanna take it away?
Yes, sir. I do.
The weak link, by the way, it's a segment where we name someone who's been slacking off lately in either sport, NFL or NBA, and just someone who's been either just making you mad, underperforming, or whatever the case may be.
My weak link of the week is DK Metcalf of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was supposed to go crazy. He was supposed to produce Seattle numbers back in Seattle when he had Russ. He didn't do that. He had 2 catches. Right? He dropped a few passes. That offense got smoked by Houston. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a winnable game for Pittsburgh. Now, yeah, like they might blitz, they might pressure heavy, but you have a veteran quarterback who's won a Super Bowl, who's been in the league since 2005, been in the league for 20 years, 21 years, who knows how to do this. And you have DK Metcalf who says, oh, yeah, I want to play. I want to do this. I'm big and strong, this, that, and the third. You need to be able to play and catch in situations where your back is against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike Tomlin, he stepped down. Like, A-Rod's probably going to retire. We don't know what DK is going to do. I think he's still on contract. Like, this, like, it's DK. DK didn't do his job. DK didn't produce numbers that DK usually does. That's my weak link of the week.
For sure. Can't say I expected that one. Yeah, he's been going under the radar, but he has been underperforming.
Yes,
I think this whole Steelers team all around, really. I actually have a weak link this week.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Anthony Davis in the NBA for the Mavericks. He's always injured. Always disappointing is what some people call him. AD, always disappointing. Day-to-day Davis. Let me say this loud and clear. I never want Anthony Davis on my team ever again. I don't care what team it is, fantasy team, the Hawks, the Lakers, any team I like. Never again. It's not a knock on his skills. Not a knock on his skill. It's a knock on his availability.
Yeah.
You can bank on it. Bank on it. He's going to miss a handful of games every year. Always. He's out now. He's out 6 weeks with finger ligament damage, and the list goes on. I'm a Lakers fan. I've had him. I know Anthony Davis very well, and when you want to rely on him, he's injured every time. Don't ever think you're safe with him. Okay. I know it's out of his control. I feel bad for the guy. Honestly, why is he playing anymore? You're just getting so injured. Like, is it even fun?
No.
Either change something with your routine, go on that LeBron health cycle or whatever, or just hang it up, man, because you're not playing anyway, and your team, you're negatively affecting your teams because they depend on you. So it's ridiculous. And then just as a Maverick alone, let's go down the injury list.
Okay.
As a Maverick alone, since February 2025, less than a year, about 10 months, 11 months, abdomen injury, adductor injury, thigh, groin, adductor again, groin again, adductor again for the third time, groin again the third time, Achilles, leg, calf, illness, groin, and now hand. The list goes on, gentlemen.
That's insane.
The list goes on. And it's going to keep going on. He's going to come back from this and then get injured again or underperform because he's been out for so long. 29 games played as a Maverick out of 73 possible games.
That's crazy. 29
games. And he's yet to share the floor with Kyrie Irving. I know he got hurt, but it's just so unfortunate. I know both of them were hurt. And in AD's first game back, he was balling out absolutely. I was like, what is happening? The Mavericks are about to go out and win the championship. AD is mad, man.
Absolutely.
And then that That same game, he leaves the game early before the fourth quarter with groin, with a groin soreness.
It's a crazy world.
It's unbelievable. You never, ever, 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 ever put U.S. dollars on him. Never, ever, ever rely on him. You cannot do it. You cannot do it.
Nope, you can't.
Never.
Ever.
If you think he's going to be healthy, you are crazy.
Yes,
you are crazy. I don't know why his value is so high. I don't know why teams want him. Because you're basically paying all that money for nothing. He's not going to play.
Absolutely.
You know, my Atlanta Hawks are now trying to trade for him. I do not want him again. I don't want to go through this again. I can't do this. Please, Atlanta, if you're hearing this, do not do this.
You funny.
Do not do this. I beg you. So that's my weak link for this week. You know, honestly, this could be a what are you mad about?
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right.
We're going to get to our final segment here, the NFL. And we made playoff brackets for last week's episode, and we are now going to check in on them, see who is right, who is wrong from the wild card round, and then we're going to preview the divisional round and see what our picks were going into this weekend.
Absolutely.
And mark our playoff brackets down for what we got right and wrong. So let's get into it. You want to look at your bracket first?
So look, the first Carolina, LA, I had the Rams winning that game.
Mm-hmm.
Philly and San Fran, I had San Fran winning that game. Chicago and Green Bay, you already know I had Chicago winning that game. Now, in the divisional round, it's Seattle, who's the number 1 seed, faces the lowest remaining seed, which is San Francisco, who was a 6th seed. So they face them, while Chicago faces LA Rams, who are the 5th seed in the divisional round. In Chicago, San Fran faces Seattle, and Seattle. I was right about my predictions.
Wow, you have a perfect bracket.
Yeah, I have a perfect bracket.
And you didn't even mess up the standings. Who plays the bye week.
And then that's for the NFC. The AFC, I got everything right. I got everything right. Had a perfect bracket as well between New England and the Chargers. Jacksonville and Buffalo, and Pittsburgh and Houston had a perfect bracket for all of them. So it's Denver against the Bills in Denver, and it's Houston versus New England in New England. So yeah.
All right. What about your round 2?
My round 2.
Who do you have this weekend?
I got Denver.
Really?
In New England battling out. I think this is going to be a classic rivalry over the next couple of years.
Okay.
And then for NFC, I have Seattle and Chicago. I've said this before. Chicago has to go through Seattle, and I think Chicago can get through Seattle in the conference trip. In the divisional round,
That's a bold statement, my man.
Y'all know I got Chicago, and I'm gonna say Seattle against the Niners. That's who I think is going to win. Who I want to win, I want San Fran again. We all want to get back. We all want we want to win that game to go to the conference trip.
All right.
So that's my championship. That's my playoff bracket for the week.
Pretty bold Bears take there. You got the Bears winning it all, looks like. You got to make sure your heart is aligned with your brain. When they're doing these brackets, but hey, it could happen. For my bracket, I had the Eagles or the NFC beating the Niners. Everybody and their grandma knows how that turned out. Not well. So I got a first wrong markup on my bracket, even though I feel like that was a reasonable pick.
Yeah.
It was an upset. And then the rest of the bracket, I also had Rams. And I had the Bills beating Jacksonville, which they did. I had New England coming out against the Chargers. They did. I had the Texans beating Pittsburgh, and I think I messed up the standings a little bit. I think who's Denver? Denver's playing the Buffalo. I had Buffalo playing New England based off how the standings were going to work out. So if you want to mark that off, you can. But it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's based on who you think's going to win.
You did get a run wrong on the NFC side. You said the Eagles.
Yeah,
the Niners.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I got wrong. The rest is just kind of who's playing who.
Yeah.
And then the second round, the divisional round, I think the Texans will come out against New England.
Okay.
I had them beating the Broncos, but I think they'll come out either way. I got them beating the Patriots. Their defense is just too good. I don't think New England can handle it. CJ Stroud, I believe he will step up. I know it's a lot to ask for, but I think he will. Could be wrong, but I got to roll with it. Texans are going to go to the AFC Championship. I got the Bills coming out against the Broncos. The Broncos are just too inexperienced. I think Josh Allen will pull them through. I don't think the Broncos can stop them, but again, I could be wrong, but that's my pick. Texans, Bills, AFC Championship.
All right.
And then
That sounds great.
the NFC, I got the Rams beating Chicago. I originally had them playing Seattle.
I don't like you.
I'm sorry, man. I think I want the Bears to win.
Get away from me.
But that was my pick. The Rams are the better team on paper. We'll see how it actually pans out. And if both teams had not lucky wins, but tough wins in the first round. So it's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em game.
Okay.
I want Bears, but I'm gonna have to say Rams because they're my Super Bowl pick. And then finally, I have Seattle beating the Niners. They've been the better team all year. I think they're the best team in the NFC, and I think they'll be playing the Rams in the NFC Championship.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the bracket so far, and the episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. We'll be back next Friday, same time on YouTube Live. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for weekly content and short clips. And catch the full episode on Spotify if you'd rather listen and you missed the live. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next week. Oh, shit.
Fire show.